Okay, we're here in Live Oak, Florida, with the Mike Walsh of Walsh Racecraft. And Mike, it's been a while since I've seen you. A couple of years have gone by, so I'm thinking this may have to be a couple part video here. I don't know if we can fit it all in one little short video. But so if it's multiple parted, that's what it is, man. I got too much to ask you and stuff. First off, since Connecticut, coming down to Florida, has it been worth it for you down here? How's it been?
Oh yeah, it's great. I love it. It's really helped the company out grow, and I think it's really helped ATV racing in a whole with us moving here. And I mean, you don't know how many people come to train down here, and actually most all of them will walk through the door of Walsh Racecraft and get something before they leave.
Right.
Advice, whether it's welding, fixing something, motor work, just come down to say hi, or to ride with our rider, Jeremy Lawson. It's just I think it's awesome for the sport, for us to be here, and the weather, you can't beat the Florida weather. It's I mean, it's hot, I'm not gonna lie, but year round, if you wanted to, year round you could ride.
Right on. How big of a building are we in now?
This is about 15,000 square feet.
And full-on CNC machines. You've got everything you can.
We have 4 full-on CNC machines. We have 8 Miller TIG welders, from Synchroways to Dynasties. We've definitely expanded. You know, we've done a lot since we've been here 5 years.
Well, I remember when I met you, you were, I think it was your dad's basement? Garage?
It was actually a house, a small house that we were working out of. And we actually lived, upstairs at the top.
That's right. There was an upstairs to it, right?
Yeah.
Right. And you were hand bending. It was just.
Yeah.
And am I right? It was just because there wasn't something like that available for your own personal racing, and so you made your own parts?
We made our own parts, yeah. But that started a long time ago. In like 95 ish. There was a man by the name of Mark Lager building a lot of real trick parts and
absolutely
racing, and really, I would say, he was the forefront of ATV racing at the time, and it's probably not even arguable. He was the man, and I was racing, and my father was always very mechanical, and has built a lot of drag cars from the ground up, 4130, Chrome Molly, the whole nine, and it was always in my blood, if you will, and I got started like that. I was 17 years old, still in high school, and
most kids that age, they just want to go ride. You want to ride and build the park.
Yeah, I was actually really into the building and the ride, the building of it, but also seeing the results.
Right.
So once you would build a product, to actually go out and test it and see what you accomplished, that was really fun for me, and I felt like I was doing something good with my life, and I was getting a lot of positive results. Right. So I liked it a lot. And
then you kind of put your own racing career on hold when moving down here, and I don't think you rode. Do you ride any, just a little bit here and there? I know you haven't raced in a long time, right?
Once in a while, I'll strap on a helmet and do a lap or two at Jeremy Lawson's practice track, or a couple local tracks around, but I have stopped in 05 or 04, I stopped riding completely for 4 to 5 years, and
after you won the GT National Championship, I believe. Two in a row? Okay.
I won a 4-stroke Pro-Am National Championship, and then the Pro Production.
I remember.
Yeah, and then I won Montreal Supercross on a CRF 450, and I won Anaheim in California on a CRF 450 that I built. And that was really exciting, and I felt I never was going for the national championship motocross, or I always just like to be a part of it, and I like to build and see the results, and also what I really enjoyed was seeing other racers buy my parts and compete and do extremely well.
Right.
I got real gratification, and also in the family business that I've built, I like being around my family and doing this whole thing together. It's a great feeling for me, where my brother, he runs all the marketing and takes most of the phone calls here at Walsh, and all the way down. I have my best friends working here. I only surround myself with people that I like to be around, and it's just it's great. It's just racing. So yeah.
Well, you were going back to your own riding. I got the opportunity to go see your latest project, and I'm really excited to get to that.
Yeah.
You started your business with a frame that was of your own, and then production racing came about. And well, before I get into my thought, let's talk about production racing. Now that I mentioned it, production racing happened in 2004, and at the time you weren't very happy. We thought it may hinder the business. You're a frame builder.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit of your feelings about production racing.
Well, it was funny. I was a hardcore hybrid guy, and still am. That runs in my blood. And in '04, I raced a Yamaha in the pro class and a KTM in the open pro class, and I was unbeaten on that bike before I dislocated my elbow, and actually was at a pro practice in Virginia. And that bike was just super cool. It was a KTM 525 motor in a hybrid CRF style 250R based chassis, and that was a really fun bike to ride. It was all a little bit different than the 450s that we have today, but it was a real torque monster, and it was made more of like a Baja bike, but that bike was it was a great bike. We actually rode that in Ponte too, me, Dana Creech, and Jasmine Plant. And then I rode it again with Jeremy Lawson and Denny from I think he was over based in France. But we actually finished second on that same style bike. So yeah, I was definitely a hybrid type guy.
And you did what the factories did, in your opinion, wasn't the greatest for the sport.
For me, I think it took all the fun out of the job.
Okay.
You know, it really put up some serious walls, and I do not like walls in life, whether it's just
right.
Whatever I do, I just like to be penned, you know. So I didn't like that you had to have this chassis, you had to use this engine.
Right.
To me, it took all the fun right out of it, because before we were taking dirt bike motors, we were taking, you know, and we were putting them in these chassis, these custom built, you know, you could almost say like aerospace chassis, you know, 4130 chrome moly TIG welded chassis, and we were even using some titanium, and everything was just, the sky was the limit. Well, then when the production people came in, you know, there was a limit, and I didn't like that. And it was funny because I actually waited there's a lot of people that had arms out for the YFZ, and I actually waited probably 4 months to even jig a YFZ, and and my dad kept saying, yeah, you got to get on this, you got to get on this. Well, I was just too hard-headed, and I wanted to just, you know, all about the hybrids. But anyways, we started doing the YFZ stuff, and then we went from there. And you know, I actually got to put a shout out to all my riders. I had some great riders that rode Walsh parts going back years, and from PJ Cheston, who actually raced IndyCar about 2 years ago,
right.
to Travis Spader, to Doug Gus, Dana Creech, Jasmine Plant, just
The list goes on.
that list
Jeremy
goes on.
Lawson,
Cody Gibson, Jeremy Lawson. I mean, these great Pro-Am riders, vet riders, all you people that been a part of Walsh and had the chance
Yeah.
that we had the chance to work with you. I really appreciate that, and that's what it's all about.